Okay, so welcome, day 6, and we meditate for 10 minutes today. So 10 minutes, as I mentioned yesterday, is the minimum amount that Dr. Herbert Benson recommends to induce the full relaxation response. And something I wanted to share is about what they call blood lactate. So there's a chemical that's released in our muscles when the muscles actually are metabolizing, when they're working, and it's highly correlated with anxiety and stress. And this blood lactate level, then it obviously has a normal range that we'd normally live within. They tested people, so they had these participants in a study and they injected them. They didn't know which solution they were getting, and actually the experimenters didn't know which solution they were injecting. It was either a saline salt water solution or a lactate solution. And in almost all cases, when the lactate level was raised in people, whether they had a pre-existing condition of anxiety or not, it was able to raise their anxiety levels, and actually in some of them bring on kind of like an anxiety attack. So blood lactate, we know it's kind of part of that fight and flight response. So what Dr. Herbert Benson found was that in meditators doing the thing we're doing, the relaxation response, blood lactate falls 4 times in comparison to someone who was just lying down and resting, their eyes closed and they were lying and resting. Blood lactate levels fall 4 times greater. And it's actually more, your blood lactate levels fall more than they do from a good night's sleep. They don't quite know why, but they do. And that's by up to a third, which is kind of unheard of from a night's sleep. And Dr. Benson said that it's within the first 10 minutes of a meditate, the blood lactate level drops rapidly in these first 10 minutes. So here we are, day 6, about to meditate for 10 minutes, our first time. So we can know that our blood lactate levels are dropping rapidly through these 10 minutes. And that's why we have that, as he calls it, the relaxation response, the opposite to the fight and flight, because this potentially stressful chemical that everybody's body produces, it's induced by the fight or flight response. And then the relaxation response, the meditation that we practice, brings that level down rapidly. So let us get some of that. If you're ready, you can move your body maybe a little, preferably sitting comfortably. But if sitting's not realistic or it's uncomfortable, then you can lie down. You can close the eyes when you're ready. Take a few deeper breaths. See if you can encourage your tummy and your rib cage to move as you inhale. So you want your tummy and your rib cage to expand as you inhale, and your tummy and your rib cage to release, let go as you exhale. So the breath is slightly larger than normal, slightly deeper breath than natural breathing. And then after a few rounds of this breathing, we come to our body scan, where we feel through the body. So we start from the feet and the toes. This now hopefully is becoming familiar to you. As we move on in time, as the time increases, maybe when we're about to 15 minutes, so that I can keep these sessions down a little shorter for everyone, I might encourage you to do this body scan and any alternate nostril breathing before you settle down to meditate, or before you watch this video if you're watching the video, or before you join the live session if you're joining the live session. But we just simply focus our attention then into the feet and the toes, into the ankles, into the shins and the calves, into the knees, into the thighs, into the buttocks and the hips and the pelvic floor, into the tailbone, into the pubic bone, into the organs housed in the pelvis, into the abdomen and the back corresponding to the abdomen. So through the lower and the upper abdomen, around the belly button, and the same area through the back, from your lower up to your middle back. Feel through the sides of the torso then while we're here, from the hips up through the sides of the torso. And then feel into the diaphragm, separating your rib cage and your abdomen. And into the whole of the rib cage. So lower and upper, in the front and the rear, into the sides of the rib cage, under your armpits, under your arms. Maybe noticing the side ribs expanding a little with each in-breath. So like panhandles, like bucket handles, semi-fixed at the front and the rear. And as you inhale that panhandle, those panhandles lift and spread. Your side ribs expand. And then when you let go, those panhandles, those bucket handles release. Feel into the armpits and the shoulders, maybe the shoulder blades as well, tops of the shoulders, collarbones, this whole region, your shoulder girdle. And then down the length of both arms, whether together or one then the other. Feel into the hands and the fingers, backs of the hands, fronts of the hands, into the thumbs and all the fingers. And then we come back up the arms to the pit of the throat. Be aware of the pit of your throat, the base of your neck, the pit of your throat. And then through the whole of the neck, through the front side of your neck, the throat, the sides of your neck, the back of the neck, And then through the whole of the head, the back of the head, the jaws, both upper and lower, and the place where they meet, the hinging point, the lips, the tongue, the nose, the nostrils, the cheekbones, the sides of the head and the temples, the ears, and then back to your eyeballs, your eye sockets, the muscles around your eyes. And the forehead, releasing the forehead, letting go. And the top of the head, the scalp. And then let the awareness wave down through the body. So you're feeling back through everything again. Noticing any tension along the way, releasing it, letting go. And if it really won't release, then letting that be okay. And when you've waved all the way down to your feet, you begin the silent internal repetition with a passive attitude. Your mantra, you just repeat that word over and over, your short phrase from your religious faith practice. You just simply say that word over and over, or that short phrase. Every time the mind wanders, we don't berate ourselves. We've done nothing wrong. We just leave the body still. Everyone's mind wanders. And then you just gently, non-judgmentally return your attention to the focusing, to the silent, gentle internal repetition of the word one or your phrase. 10 minutes beginning now. Okay, 10 minutes. So remaining sitting with your eyes closed or lying down. Another gentle wave scan through the body. See if anything has arisen physically, mentally, emotionally. And sit for as long as you need to for this to resolve. And the most elegant way I know of resolving it is to give it your full attention. So if it's physical discomfort, guide your awareness, look directly into that physical discomfort. And likewise, if it's emotional or there are thoughts, persistent thoughts in the mind, just give them your attention. You'll see they'll dissolve. Sometimes you have to persevere a little with keep looking, keep returning your attention to anything that needs resolving. And then when you feel clear inside, when you feel like you could sit or lie like this for the rest of the day, that's the ideal state to get to. Then you have the option of adding on at the end that internal or that external experience. It could be different every day. It could be the same thing. And so then bring to mind and engage your senses how it feels to have that experience right here, right now. Or feel as though it's done. It's a done deal. That thing is inevitable. That is going to happen. You could almost say that has happened. It's still to come. It's moving towards you. It's still to manifest in your experience. But you're so certain that it's going to happen that it's as good as, yeah, it's happened. I can set that aside now. I can forget about it because I'm so sure it will happen. Spend as much time as you want with that. And then when it feels time to come back, listen into your environment. Start to breathe in that slightly deeper way that we did at the beginning. Tummy and rib cage both moving when you inhale, expanding. And then gentle movement into the extremities. And then let that movement come more into the body. Yawning, if one comes over you naturally. Again, move the body like you just awoken from the most beautiful, restful sleep. The eyes gently open as you're ready. You might still be sitting there resolving something, that's fine. But congratulations, 10 minutes, blood lactate levels supremely low. Have a lovely anxiety-free day.